All right, guys. I hope you had a chance to check out the Tony performance from the cast of Hamilton. Interesting to note that that song, "The World Turned Upside Down," is again in regards to the Battle of Yorktown, or the Siege of Yorktown, as it were, right? With features Hamilton finally getting his long sought after combat experience when he was asked to take Redoubt number 10, one of the last um, forward defensive positions of the British Army. And once Redoubts 9 and 10 were taken, the fort was pretty much done for, if you will. One thing I did learn about the Battle of Yorktown, when we talk about this idea of providential protection, right? Charles Cornwallis tried to have his army escape through the York River, which was at their backs, if you will. And the night that they tried to escape, a vicious storm created such havoc in the river that it was not feasible for them to escape. So it's like, again, we've seen weather really sort of play a part in one way or another throughout the American Revolution, right? As it did there as well. So this week we start to take a look at Washington as president. Okay. And so we're going to focus a little bit this week on taking a look at the state of the country heading into 1789, when Washington is inaugurated as the first president. We'll take a look and talk a little bit about the first form of government that was established, the Articles of Confederation, and some of the problems with that. We'll take a look at the Constitutional Convention and this document that they created that we still use to govern our country today, which is really sort of a miraculous effort on their parts, right? And then we're going to focus a little bit on the houses that Washington stayed in, both in New York and Philadelphia. The house in Philadelphia, 190 High Street, which right now is the on the corner of Market and I guess that's Market and 6th Street, right? So it's right across the street from the Visitor Center. They have a new outdoor exhibit marking the president's house. That was Robert Morris's house, and that was actually the house that was the focus of my fellowship when I was at Mount Vernon, creating lesson plans. So we'll talk a little bit about some of my work and what I did there. And then we'll talk about the cabinet that was created by Washington, which was sort of an advisory group that's not necessarily spelled out in the Constitution, but is a precedent set by Washington as well. We'll focus on some events that took place during his first term in office, notably the Whiskey Rebellion and the Genet Affair. We're going to go back to B. Washington and have you do some interactive looks there as well. And then finally, we'll take a look at some of the precedents that he set as well, and then set up our legacy for next week. All right. But in order for us to get started, it wouldn't be a class if I didn't start you with a quiz. So I have a link posted to a quiz that will test how well do you know Washington the president. So go ahead and take that, and then we'll come back and we'll start to talk a little bit about the state of the country in 1789. Good luck.